former number of running back Ezekiel Elliott. Cowboys just released him 2 weeks ago. Shannon, you first on this. Is this a big deal or no big deal?
It's not a big deal at all. Skip, 3 great years of Zeke doesn't make him an all-time great. He's not Bob Lilly. He's not Randy White or Emmett, Staubach, Troy, playmaker. He's none of those guys. Skip, he had 3 great years. What are we talking about? And I know Time wore that number, but I look at Time more 21 in Atlanta. The years that he had in Atlanta, that's where he made the name for himself. And I know he wore 21 in San Fran, he wore 21 at Washington and in Dallas. But no. I mean, it looks like to me, Gilly is not beholden to any number. Skip, this is Stephon Gilmore's 15. 15. Mm-hmm. He's worn a different number on every team.
He has.
He wore 27 in Buffalo.
He did.
I think he was 24 at the New England.
For 8 years.
For 8 years, he went to number 9.
4 in New England, 4 in Buffalo. He wore 24.
Right. Yeah. And then he wore number 9. He wore 9 in Carolina. He wore 5 in Indy. And now he's 21. Okay. So he's not beholden. A lot of guys are beholden to numbers. Time ended up, because when he got to Baltimore, Skip, Chris McAllister had 21, and I think Time ended up taking 37. But a lot of guys are beholden to a number. I wanted 84 when I got to Baltimore. Jermaine Lewis had it. I offered him his and hers Rolexes. He was married at the time. I said, I'll buy you and your wife a Rolex. You get them, obviously, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, I want to hold on to it. I didn't want no odd number, and I didn't want to wear 88. So I go to Frank Wainwright. I say, Freaky Frank, let me get 82. He's like, Sharpie, you take it. I said, nah, I want to take it. I said, what you want? I said, what do you like to do? He said, I like to fish. Hell, I bought him a bass boat.
Okay.
So, hey, he got something out of the deal. I got the number that I wanted.
What did he wear? Do you remember?
He wore, what different?
Don't worry about it.
I don't even remember.
You got 82.
I got 82.
Okay.
Which was Ozzy's
it was.
Old number with Cleveland. But Skip, no, come on, Skip. And I know it's fresh. And Zeke wore 21 over the last 7 years, and people will remember that. But I'm not looking at Zeke as no Pantheon great Cowboy. You follow the Cowboy. He's way, way down the list. If you want to say 33 with Tony D. And I think Dwayne Thomas had it before Tony Dorsett did. Okay, come on, Skip, 3 years? Really, that's what we doing? No, it ain't no big deal at all.
Okay, you can laugh at me if you choose, but I considered yesterday significant through the eyes of Jerry Jones because I know how he thinks.
It's a done deal then, you say.
2 things happened all at once. In one fell swoop, he didn't just close the door, he slammed the door on Zeke. And I was surprised because I thought there was a little bit of cracked door for Zeke to come full circle with nobody wanting him and come back to Dallas on a veteran minimum.
But, Skip, I thought that's what Jerry said. Jerry said he didn't want to, what did he say, belittle the guy by offering him something. I think he thought he owed it to him to go out there, let him see what he could get on the open market. And if something's not there, potentially he could come back.
He said, but I wouldn't take any possibility off the table. But then he uttered these words. And I love these words, but it felt like a closed door to me.
Okay.
He said, well, Zeke gave us everything he had and more. That's true. He gave you all he had.
Yeah.
Then Jerry went on to say, and we gave him everything we had and more. That is true. Yeah. So that's the way you'd like to end it.
Oh, yeah, well, it's over.
Okay?
It's over.
That was a beautiful sentiment from a guy who can just talk in circles, and you're like, what are you saying?
But Jerry ain't lying, Skip.
Okay.
He gave him everything he had financially, and he gave him support when he was going through what he was going through. Because the man, he was willing to blow up everything to make sure Zeke got back.
He was.
Look, that's something to discuss.
Okay.
Did he or did he not? But somebody lost it. Kia Roberts didn't believe he did it.
She lost her job over it because she went to bat for Ezekiel against the alleged victim. And it was Jerry who reportedly at the owners' meeting went up to Lisa Friel and just confronted her and said, there's nothing there.
No there.
Okay. So he fought and he fought and he fought, and he held Zeke's hand all through the first round of the courts, and they won one round, and then they lost, and they took a 6-game suspension. He loves Ezekiel Elliott like a son. And one thing about Jerry Jones that you can take to your bank and everybody else's, once he loves you, once you've died for him, quote unquote, he will always be there for you. He will take your phone calls, and if you're in trouble, he will be there for Ezekiel Elliott. Trust me on that. I've watched it in the past. I've seen what he'll do. Okay, so it feels like he took 21, and 21 is very special to Jerry because in his life as a general manager, he made two moves that won Super Bowls for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, a lot of the other pieces were in place. I give you that. But he went and got Charles Haley, and I still can't believe he pulled it off. And you know Charles's background in San Francisco, and it was ugly.
Yes.
It was, you want to talk about burned bridges, and it got about as graphically ugly as you can get.
Yes.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
But the point was, they're an arch conference rival.
Yeah.
And Charles Haley had already demonstrated that he was a difference-making player.
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott loved Charles Haley like a brother and was willing to die for him and wanted to hang on to him. And it just got so ugly that finally management, starting with Carmen Policy, the GM, said, we can't do this anymore. More trouble than worth. And Jerry, not Jimmy, but Jerry was the one who initiated talks and pulled off trading for Charles Haley. It was like a week before the 92 season started. And we were all shocked. Wait, you landed Charles Haley from the 49ers, who at that point were kingpins in the NFC. Okay. And here he came. And as they all said, by the end of the year, Darren Woodson was telling me, again, sort of the quarterback of the defense, there's no way we win this without Charles Haley. We did not have a pass rusher you could not double block because that was Charles Haley. So Jerry on his resume knows I went and got the final piece to a Super Bowl puzzle. And then he turned right around after the 94 season and said, Deion's free. I'm going to do this deal. And he and Stephen, his son, came to almost blows where they were up. Stephen had to push him up against the wall because Jerry was just going crazy about how much money they were going to pay for Deion Sanders. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Whatever it was worth it. Because Deion literally tilted the playing field from San Francisco in a Super Bowl to Dallas in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I did.
21 is special in Jerry's heart because it's his claim to fame. He's trying to tell you that in closing the door, I believe, on 21 for Zeke, because obviously if Zeke comes back now, he's going to have to be 15. He wants to talk about going back to 15, his college number, but he's not going to be dear old 21 anymore. And he handed 21 to a defensive back, a cornerback, because 21 is special to Jerry because it's Deion's number. And I know it was his Atlanta number, but what is Deion known for? He's known for 21.
But the thing is, Skip, but 5 is already taken by Pat, the punter, I think. And Gilly doesn't strike me as a guy. He's thrifty, married, couple of kids, and he ain't wasting no money on paying somebody some money. Somebody was that Juju. Matthew Judon. Matthew Judon won a Lambo. Juju said, "I'll give me another number." He might give you no Lambo for no number.
Okay. Well, you just pointed out, Stephon has worn 27, 24, 9, 5. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He ain't beholden to a number.
But he also doesn't care. Remember, CD was a little squeamish about, Jerry, you want me to wear 88? Yes. Michael Irvin's right there. Yes, you got to wear it because we have a long line of 88s back to Drew Pearson. Okay, and CD's like, I don't know, man. Because
he wanted 10 because I think D. Hopkins was his favorite player.
Growing up in the Houston area, So he wanted 10. Well, if you wear 88, you want to talk about expectations? They're through the roof at Jerry World, right? You got to live up to being 88. Well, he finally said, okay, I give in, I give up, I will try to be 88. He's starting to show some 88-ish. Stephon Gilmore is a former Defensive Player of the Year. He's 32. He's probably at the end of his prime, but I believe he's got another season or two of prime
Jerry
left.
just only has 1 year left.
Okay, just one. You know what? I agree. I think Jerry hopes, just give me 1 year of 21. Because Jerry's saying, wait a second. Is it possible I just got a new 21 who's going to turn the tide here a little bit?
I don't know if he'll have that kind of impact, but I do believe he's better than anybody else they could have put on the other side. And that's what you wanted. You wanted someone to go opposite of Stephon Diggs that they're just not going to continuously throw at.
Trevon, yeah.
Trevon, excuse me, Stephon, his brother. Trevon Diggs, you're just hoping someone on the other side can do more than hold their own. Gilly can do that.
I just love the fit because Stephon Gilmore, I've been the biggest fan. He's textbook, huh?
Trevon Diggs.
Trevon Diggs, but okay.
Stephon's his brother.
Okay, no, I got it. Trevon, I'm saying, but Trevon is the opposite of what I'm doing.
Stephon Diggs.
I'm doing Gilmore.
Yeah.
Okay. Gilly, as you call it, is as pure as you can get playing that position. When I watch him, it's just flawless because he's physical.
Yeah.
And he's playing as much with his head now as his talent. But he knows how to take a receiver out of the game. He knows how to redirect with his physicality. He knows how to anticipate. He anticipated Patrick Mahomes on that last throw, popped it up in the air because you better not try him. So all of a sudden, I had a parade of corners who were all flammable over there. And you know, the rival quarterback just licking chops, coordinators licking chops. We got to go there. Let's not even try the gambler over here, the cluer, because he might just clue us to pick sixes. And in this case, I got as quality as you can get of a fit of a bookend corner I can completely trust. Where now I have no more trepidation on that side of the field. Will he lose everyone? Sure, he's going to lose. They all do a little bit. But I think Jerry's thinking, I just made a Super Bowl move, because that's how Jerry's going to think at this stage and age, because as he says, he questions his mortality now, and he doesn't have that many more years, and it's time to go win one of these things. And now his best chance is to win it with the defense. I don't know if in this day and age you can go win a Super Bowl with your defense, but that's what Jerry is thinking.
Right. I think also, Skip, I think Stephon Gilmore will really help Trevon Diggs.
Yes.
His veteran presence, being a defensive player of the year, and understanding routes and understanding patterns and understanding reads, line placement on the field. Okay, this is what they like to do. I think he's going to have a big impact on Trevon Diggs. And watch how much better he plays with Gilly on the other side.
Agreed. And what does Jerry love the most? He, quote unquote, stole Gilly for a fifth round pick and owes him only this year $80 million.
Yes.
Well, now we just talked about Aaron Rodgers making $59 million.
Right.
We're talking about on the table for Lamar is $44 million a year for 3 years. And now you get, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to call him a Hall of Fame cornerback. Stephon Gilmore for $8 million? You're kidding. I'm jubilant. I didn't see this one coming because I didn't know he was available. So they pulled it off, and Jerry is telling you he's gloating by giving him 21. Okay?
You need to be worried. Don't worry about number 21. You need to worry about the number 4.
Yep. Okay. I buy
That's what you worry about.
And you are correct, sir. I agree. Okay. But we are going to help 4 because with 3, because we have a new number 3. His name is Brandon Cooks, and he is one of the quality deep threats in this league. A proven, legitimate, bona fide, trustable deep threat. 29 years of age, knows how to run routes. Will catch the ball when open. 3 will help 4. He's wearing a new number 3 for my Dallas Cowboys. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
You have trust. But I talked to you about week 4.
And maybe I don't have 21 anymore at running back, but I do have 20 coming back. Number 20. And Tony Pollard, I think he had tightrope surgery, but they're saying that he's going to be ready for OTAs. Let's see. He already broke out as a star last year. I think I'm pretty good. Then we have a new 32 to back him up named Rojo, as in Ronald Jones.
Man, stop it.
32, O.J. Simpson. Ronald Jones went to USC. No, I'm not saying that.
Exactly. No, he's not.
Okay. No.
Skip, he couldn't even get no time at Kansas City.
Well, they found somebody. Out of heaven fell Pacheco.
Well, but I mean, he wasn't Christian Okoye or Priest Holmes or Larry Johnson.
No, but I'll take him as a backup, as a banger back.
Joe Delaney. I don't remember Joe Delaney, but he was.
He was hard.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he was Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Okay. So when Jerry says, basically closing the book on Zeke, when he says, and we gave everything we had and more, They gave him 231 carries last year. They made him bell cow back in his final year in Dallas. They featured him. 231 carries to Pollard's 190. Well, I'm sorry, 193. 231 to 193. Help me out. What if you flip that script? What happens to my Cowboys? How much does that help number 4?
Okay, well, you're going to find out.
Okay.
You keep on talking about help for. Thor's supposed to help everybody.
He is. He's supposed to.
That's what when you pay a quarterback this type of money, you don't need people. You don't need guys to elevate him. He's supposed to elevate everybody else.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
We're doing it upside down.
Yeah, I see. I see you doing it upside down.
We are. A rising tide lifts all boats, even Dak's.
Oh, okay.
Even McCarthy's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. The tide is rising in Dallas.
No, it looked like the boat. Like the boat lifted the tide. Because y'all got a bunch of boats.
Is it possible Jerry Jones is in line now to be the executive of the year?
Really, Skip?
I'm serious.
Oh my goodness.
Well, what's not to love about this?
So what about Chicago? What about the moves they made?
Okay, they're pretty good. But these are two slick, sweet moves. You got to admit.
Howie T, you know Howie T always pull a rabbit out the hat. You know Howie T right there in Philly?
Yep.
He owned that division right now, Skip.
Don't let Jerry draft Dalton Kincaid with the 26th overall pick, and now we'll have our tight end, and we'll be good to go.
Y'all no longer got the best quarterback in that division.
Okay, well, I've acknowledged that. I predicted that. But you know what? I was thinking last night about Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen Hurts, but I have been over nice to him. To a fault. You know what? I finally decided I got to back off. I'm not going to be cheerleading for an Eagle anymore. It is time for me to at least support what's left of Dak Prescott.
Skip, there's nothing to support. I mean, the man came in 2-3 years after Dak and already got to the Super Bowl.
He did. And should have won it, could have won it.
And it'll pay my homeboy gonna let that happen. My homeboy will let that happen.
Hey, if Jalen doesn't just lose the handle on some weird play ball, I don't know what it was. He just dropped the football.
But you was commended when the ball slipped out of Patrick Mahomes' hand 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah, well, okay. All right. But it was a close game.
So now you done with Hurts. You're not cheering for Hurts anymore.
I'm done. I'm done sort of rooting for him. I told you last year, my emotions were mixed. I know he did.
He's a good kid.
He's a great kid.
Yeah, I
mean, he's a great leader. He's all the above.
He's the son of a football coach. What's not to like about it?
There's nothing not to like except he wears that ugly, irpy green.
And they beat the brakes off the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, they did not.
Jalen went to the Super Bowl.
The brakes? They didn't beat the brakes off. Huh? We beat the brakes off of them.
Y'all beat Gardner Minshew.
Huh? Okay.
Y'all beat Gardner Minshew.
Well, we beat the coordinator's defense, who's now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
That ain't saying
Figure
much.
that.
You see how they gave up like 10 straight possessions of scores in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So
and all we did was hang 40 on that defense.
And that's why I was like, hold on. You mean to tell me Dak Prescott can get 40 and Mahomes? I predict a high-scoring game.
Okay. And what does that tell you about the Arizona Cardinals going forward? Not much.
Well, they got a lot of issues, not just defensive. They better get that quarterback healthy, first of all, and get him going in the right direction, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I got the Eagles. We already got cases
gentlemen.
on that.
Do we?
You already said it. You said the Cowboys going to win the division.
Well, I think we have 10 cases.
Yes.
Well, do you want to make it 14 or 15 or what?
Let's make it 15.
Seriously?
5 more.
1-5?
1-5.
Zeke's old college number.
Yeah.
Okay. You done. 15.
1-5.
15.
All right. We
Jalen Hurts
got
gonna get that
Duke
big
going.
money.